such a magical spot for me here. It's just so majestic. The sun rises here from the east. To me, it's really where God starts his day. And when I'm running down the dirt roads and heading off for my run, I always practice an attitude of gratitude. At this moment right now, I pray for my family, I pray for my father, and I pray to have a good day and not get angry. Cause you know you need discipline, and you can get it on, my friend. But don't wait too long, because you're singing that same old sad song, and I can be there if you need me to, but you gotta be where we can push on through.
Born in Tewksbury in 1969, Scott was placed for adoption shortly after birth. He found a nurturing home with Barbara and Vito Capizzo. Vito, in particular, became a legendary figure on the island, coaching the high school football team for over 40 years. His remarkable career is honored with a local stadium bearing his name, and the Capizzos were highly esteemed members of the Nantucket community.
You know, being the son of a legendary football coach, it casts an umbrella over you, and you're always living under his shadow.
Scott's childhood was shaped by the pristine surf side of the 1970s. Though somewhat isolated, his upbringing was similar to that of many Nantucket kids, surrounded by loving parents and a close-knit community of year-round islanders. Scott frequently reminisced about the iconic Compass Rose in Nantucket Town.
Ever since I was a young boy, I've been fascinated by that mural down there and all the possibilities that it could have. We only had encyclopedias and the Guinness Book of World Records and Wide World of Sports. After high school, I knew it was time to get out of here and explore. I got in my Jeep and drove all the way to California by myself, 45 miles an hour uphill, 65 miles an hour downhill.
At 18, Scott left Nantucket to embark on a decade-long journey of self-discovery. His path diverged from a conventional college route, incorporating a mix of higher education and various life experiences. During this time, Scott met new people, attended concerts, explored music, and indulged in snowboarding, and embraced a myriad of life experiences.
I met a lot of people out there, all different walks of life, a lot of hippies. It was really an amazing educational experience. I probably learned more out on the road than I did in the classroom, but that's another chapter. So I was young, I was in my early 20s, and I was letting the partying take over a little bit too much. You know, I gained some weight. It started to cause some problems. You know, it affected my family, my father, my mother, you know, and society as a whole. I just wasn't a contributing person to society. I started eating away at me from the inside out. I was having an incident where I thought I was having a heart attack, and you know, I was gonna go to the hospital. I had to go to the hospital. So I'm in there, and my dad, so they call my dad. He's there, he's holding my hand, and I remember him going, "Please God, don't take my only son, don't take my only son." Well, I just remember waking up on that morning, the next morning. The gentleman is in his 60s, had a major heart attack right next to me. I'm 30 years old. And I'm going, what the hell am I doing in here? It was time to leave. We got into the elevator together, and it was just me and him in the elevator. I turned and looked at him, and we both just looked at each other, and I could just see. I saw how bad it was. I saw it in that look of just disappointment and confusion and just pain and suffering. You know, I saw everything that I put him through, and it friggin' broke my heart. So I hit rock bottom, low tide. I was having anxiety attacks. I couldn't sleep at night. I'd wake up, my heart was pounding. I was going through, I couldn't even walk to the end of the block. I was having back pains. 30 years old. I was taking a crap on the toilet, and my gut touched my leg right there. I said, I gotta change this. And I started by walking, just walking to the end of the block. But what I did was, I did it consistently. And I stayed on it. I ran all winter, every Sunday. I got it up to 8 miles. I could only run once a week. It'd take me all week to recover from that once a week, but I didn't miss one Sunday. No matter what the good Lord gave you for weather, I was out there in it, running through all the winter storms, through the heat, whatever it was. And now I'm in the races. Not only am I in the races, I'm placing for my age category. I'm coming in second and third. Dude, I'm kicking ass, 54 years old. I beat Doug Flutie in the marathon by an hour and a half.
At the Boston Marathon.
Yeah.
All right, Capizzo!
I was starting to get my life together, but there was a void. A friend of mine said, "Do you want to meet an Asian woman?" And I said, "Yes." And when we met, it wasn't serendipity. It wasn't kismet from the beginning. I was still heavy at that point, and she was like, you're too big for me. And I said, "Honey, I'm gonna lose the weight. You watch." I was smoking cigarettes at the time. She wouldn't kiss me because I smell like cigarettes. She wouldn't kiss. I said, "I'll quit smoking cigarettes." She goes, "If you quit smoking cigarettes, I'll give you a kiss." I quit smoking cigarettes. I haven't smoked in 14 years. Well, it's been like 12 years. Anyway, it's been a while. Yeah, so that happened. I had finally met a woman that I felt was worth working towards. This woman stood up to me and said, "No." And I was amazed. Finally, someone said no to me. I love that. She challenged me. She brought the best out in me. A year from that point, I was married, and a year after that, I had my first child. So it really happened quick. Something clicked inside of me biologically. My parents thought, geez, I'll never have grandchildren. I was 40 years old, still living at home. So I'm over at this house, and they're watching this one dude, DJ, and he's scratching, he's mixing beats, and he had everyone's attention. They were enthralled with it. Raymond Cologne, DJ Shotgun, my buddy, the Blue-Eyed Bandit. I first saw him DJing when we were 23 years old, and it blew my mind. He was scratching, cutting, mixing beats. It was like he was juggling. And that's when I decided I need to do that. I need to learn that trade. I started getting gigs and I was terrible, you know. I had a lot of bombs, if you will, a couple bombshells. So I definitely learned the hard way.
Yeah, that's why I'm the skeet dog. Oh my God, it just keeps going, it just keeps flowing to the end of the line, you never know it. Cause I got enough energy to push it through to the 2000 G's. I'm gonna hit 2050 before you know it, and I'll still be DJing and running them marathons. Cause I always gotta get it on. I'm never happy till I'm laughing. At the end of the finish line, I'm crafting. Yeah, you gotta feel the pain, or else you'll never feel the gains. Just last week, I was DJing. I got a 96-year-old man up off his walker, dancing, going, "Come on, Bob, come on, Bob." And then after the show, he waves me over, he says, "I needed that. Thank you. That puts ginger in the old spinal cord, if you know what I'm talking about." In the past, Nantucket has given me so much as a community. And moving forward into the future, I want to ensure my family can also remain here. I personally will continue running, working on my fitness, and also giving back to the community. You can't keep it unless you give it away.
That's how I lost this weight. That's how I demonstrate myself. I elevate through all that hate and discriminate. Cause I gotta ride on that dream. Cause you know I'm living that scene. And I'm doing it every day, every way with no dismay. Let's roll.